I appreciate you checking out this video. My name's Cameron. We are going to go through things to consider when building a website for conversions. Look, a lot of you are going to build the website yourselves for your business or for your new product or whatever service you're selling. I'm sure half of you guys are probably lead gen guys from Twitter or whatever. But I see a lot of people mess up a lot of super simple things on the website. So I'm giving you guys this framework of just things that you need to consider when you start building a website with a conversion focus. If you don't build a website with a conversion focus, like you're setting up your website for failure, you're going to waste a lot of time. You're going to waste a lot of money. You're going to waste sweat equity. I don't think anyone wants to do that. That being said, if you are visiting this on my YouTube channel, would love it if you hit subscribe, would love it if you gave it a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Let me know what questions you have. More than happy to answer anything you guys have. And then on top of that, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Twitter, if you're on any other platform, I appreciate you checking this out. Give this a thumbs up, a like, whatever the social media uses these days. So let's dive into the first thing here. First thing is you want to clearly define and cater to your audience. So this could be industry, this could be niche as well. You want to make sure that your landing page is specifically targeting an industry. And then who in that industry are you talking to? Are you talking to marketing managers? Are you talking to, chief investment officers, CIOs? Are you talking to operating officers? With that being said, you want to create content for those people, because if you're talking to a CEO versus a middle marketing manager, those are two entirely different conversations to be had. So the copy and the content on your website will need to reflect that. You also need to very clearly state your value proposition early on the site. I recommend the hero section. I'll go into that on the next slide. And then you can build different landing pages for different audiences. So it's totally fine if you have 3 verticals. If you're working with dentists, chiropractors, and then construction or whatever your service is, you can set up different landing pages for each of those and then cater to that audience. So that way, if you're doing ads, if you're doing cold email, if someone reaches out saying, hey, I'm in the construction world and I want more info on your service, boom, you have a highly targeted landing page that you can send to them based on that content. So I do have an example. I'm actually going to wait on that though. I want to show you guys some other things first. So the other thing, make your value proposition clear. You want to list it at the top of the page. What problem do you solve? How much time does it take to solve it? For example, for me, this could be something like, I was just thinking of examples for myself. This is a pretty terrible example, but improve your business website in as little as 30 days. Pretty easy, pretty simple. 30 days will get you a website up and running. To be honest, I don't do 30-day websites. I do better work than that, but that's one thing you can do. The other thing for lead gen companies, fill your pipeline in 30 days and get an ROI in as little as 60 days. It's a little wordy, but people get the gist of it and people understand what that desired outcome is. So that's why that would be a pretty decent value prop. So calls to action. You want to make sure that your call to action buttons are clear. You want to make sure they're easy to see. You want them to stand out. I see a lot of call to action buttons that blend in with the page. They blend in with the image. That being said, it's terrible. No one's going to see it. People are going to skip over your call to action. If no one sees your call to action, they are not going to get to the conversion point that they need to be at in order to convert on your website. So make it big, make it bold, make it highlighter yellow. Like just make it stand out. You'll see right here, this big yellow button on Google Slides that says share. That is a call to action button. It is an action that I have to take in order to share this slide deck. It's big, it's bold, it's yellow, it's all around you. The last thing you want to do is just make it blend into the page. Slideshow, for example, right here, this blends into the page. It purposefully is designed to blend into the page because is it a relevant button? Of course, on Google Slides, it is. But at the end of the day, it's not necessarily an action. It's more of options, and then you can go into the slideshow. So, share's the big call to action on that. And at the end of the day, Google wants you to share the slideshow because it brings more people onto their platform, which means more paying customers down the road. So obviously they want you to share it. Contact us is not a call to action. Get started is not a call to action. I don't know who needs to hear this, but contact us is a page. It is not a call to action. No one looks at contact us and goes, yeah, I'm going to contact these people. Almost no one does that. The only people that are doing that are people in I don't even know how to put it. Maybe your local plumber, that might be the time where contact us might work. But if you are selling like a B2B service or a B2B offering, get started and contact us tells the consumer nothing about what happens on the other side of that button. The person should be able to visualize what is on the other end of this process. Book a demo, get a demo, book a strategy call. Those are better calls to action because the user is able to visualize what is on the other side of that. Optimize for mobile. I don't care if 20% of your traffic is mobile. I don't care if 5% of your traffic is mobile. You need a mobile website. Google requires it for SEO. Basically, if anyone is touching your website, if you plan on running any sort of Google campaign, SEO, whether you want a shot at it, or if you're running ads, especially, you want to make sure your website's mobile friendly. Most B2B offerings, less than 20% of the traffic will be mobile, and that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that everybody can use it. Don't skip out on mobile. I'm shocked by the amount of companies that I see that completely miss this. Make it easy to use. Make sure it only scrolls up and down. I want zero side-to-side motion. If I have to pinch on my phone and then have to go side to side to be able to read the text, that's not a mobile site. It's garbage. It's a dumpster fire. So you want to make sure it's mobile friendly. Also, slideshows, no go. Don't do slideshows. Just don't. It's confusing. People don't like them, especially on mobile devices. On mobile devices, I'm 100% going to skip that. And on desktop, I'm also probably going to skip that. So slideshows, absolute no-no. So the other thing, you want to make sure that the user experience is seamless. You want consistent design elements. People do not want to see irregularities. You want to use the same size images across the site if possible. I know you can't always do that, but you want to make sure that there are no irregularities. And you also want to make sure that all pages match. Their styling should all be the same. You shouldn't have different pages with different styles, different colors, different fonts. Everything should be consistent. People do not want to see irregularities, and humans in a lot of ways are programmed to see irregularities. So you don't want to give that to them. If it's seamless, people are going to trust you a lot more just because it's seamless. You don't even have to have social proof. But if your whole website is very well put together, that alone is going to drive a little bit of trust to some extent. The other thing, this one's big. Consider A/B testing. This is something that we're starting to do in our agency a little bit more. This works really well with paid ads. You got to have some sort of tracking set up. You got to have conversion tracking set up. But you want to test buttons, call to actions, headlines, value props, pricing, imagery, video sales letters. Test those out. And then some other secondary tests you can do after you test those out and improve your rates. Colors, user interface, nav buttons, the smaller things. The spacing on the page, is that going to make a difference if someone converts or not? Probably not, but it might. So you might as well test it. So consider A/B testing, especially if you're doing paid ads. If you're including links in cold email, which I don't recommend you do, that could be another good place to split test as well. Again, I don't recommend doing that in cold email just because it's going to hurt your deliverability to some extent, but that's what I have to let you know about. With that being said, those are the things that I would consider for beginners right off the bat for designing the website. 100%. It's easy. It's simple. Make sure your value props are clear calls to action. Make sure it's mobile friendly, and make sure you call out your audience. Those are the big things. Other than that, appreciate you getting to the end of this video. I know it was a little bit long, but feel free to like, subscribe. It really helps me out. It lets me know what type of content you guys like. And then on top of that, give me a follow on Twitter as well at Tarbell Cameron. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you.